You encouraged by the way your offense moved the ball, or concerned that, not finishing drives?
Yes and yes. I thought we did move the ball, made some critical plays. Joe made a nice third down conversion off the scramble. I thought we had some pretty good efficient play there in the early going with the offense. But again, we got to punch it in there and get 7, not 3.
Coach, what do you see? You've talked about how this defense could fit Bradley Chubb. What do you see translating into the games, specifically tonight?
Yeah, I mean, obviously tonight I think he, played somewhere between 15 and 20 plays and had a couple nice plays, hurried the quarterback on one of the first third downs, sack fumble. Unfortunately, we couldn't get. And I thought he played well overall.
How'd Emmanuel look to you back out there? Had the catch and then the end around?
Good. Emmanuel has had a very speedy recovery as Achilles go. I felt he would. I think his practice has reflected that for the most part, and I'm not surprised that he played well tonight.
Hey, Vic, what are the injury updates on Noah Fant and Drew Lock?
I think they're mild in nature, but we'll see come tomorrow and the next day.
Could they have stayed in the game?
I don't know that.
Would you follow up? Would you make a Drew when he was in there?
I thought Drew showed some flashes of improvement, made some nice throws, moved around well. But I'm sure it wasn't perfect. But, again, he's improving, and that's what we're looking for right now.
Coach, how would you grade your first-team offensive line tonight?
I thought they were pretty good. I didn't see the holding penalty, how warranted it was or not. But, obviously, that took away a big play, which would have been points. But other than that, from my vantage point, I think it was pretty good.
Vic, why do you think you're having trouble in the red zone, and how fixable do you think it is? How easily?
Well, I think it's fixable. I mean, like any part of the game, it comes down to guys executing the play the way it's been designed, and we have to have good plays down there. So it's a little bit of everything, and we can improve that, I believe. We need to in the next few weeks.
Why'd you choose to hold out Bryce and Kareem defensively and then Ron and Jeff on offense?
Kareem's, had the hamstring. He was well enough to practice with it this week, but it's easier to tone your tempo down in practice than it is in a game with the lights are on, a stadium nearly sold out, and just didn't want to expose him to that. I thought that yesterday's day off, today being a day off for him, tomorrow, that was the prudent thing to do with him. Who's the other guy? Bryce. Yeah, Bryce, we're just resting him with his foot. He's coming off that foot injury. At times it bothers him. So, again, just doing the prudent thing there. Yeah, same thing with Hireman. His shoulder was bugging him a little bit, so we didn't play him. And Ron's, knee was bugging him a little bit. I think they all could have played, but we didn't play them.
Special teams, I think there was 80 yards on a pair of kickoff returns and then the muff punt. Any concern just about that group in general and where it stands at this point?
Yeah, big-time concerns because that's 2 weeks in a row our special teams has gotten whipped. And, we're going to have to get it fixed. Obviously we don't have 53 guys ready to be picked on this team yet, and those last 10, 15 spots have to be special teams contributors, and right now it doesn't seem like they're playing well enough. And if it continues, we're going to have to put some starters out there to be on those units because the last 2 weeks is unacceptable.
Coach, you gave up 185 yards on the ground to the 49ers. Is there anything you noticed particularly out there in the field of why they were having so much success with the run?
Yeah, I mean, in the second half in particular, when I think a bulk of those came, I'd have to see it, but I don't think we played what we had correctly. And they're a good running team, and if you're not on point defensively, they'll expose you.
Hey, Vic, the run game, Patrick had a long carry, Emmanuel had a long carry, but not a lot of other things going on there. Could you see anything from your view about why things weren't popping up the middle?
Well, part of it is the scheme they were playing. They're loading up there. which did open up some of those pass plays we got. But we got to block better and run better.
Vic, I know it's been a little bit since Jimmy Garoppolo played in the game, but your defense held him to 1 for 6 for 0 yards and a pick. What would you say about your defensive effort on Jimmy?
I thought we played well early, other than a couple runs that, got 7 or 8 yards. But overall, our defense, our first group defense, played well, and I thought.
What have you liked from Alexander Johnson to give him the start tonight, and what did you see from him in the game?
To be honest with you, I don't know. I'm going to have to go watch the tape on him. But he's a guy that's, been out of football for a long time, and he's been steadily improving for us. And hopefully he'll continue to improve because we're looking for some backup ILBs. And hopefully he's establishing himself in the special teams area too, because your backup linebackers have to be the core of your special teams. And I don't know if they're the ones that are at fault or we'll have to look at the tape, but right now that hadn't been good enough.
Vic, speaking of backup linebackers, Joe Dineen, looks like he has a hand injury. Can you give us any more update there?
No, that's all I know right now. I don't think he would have came back in a regular game either, but we'll find out more tomorrow. Thank you very much. All right, we'll see you.